All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Also, want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. Back at it through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Came across this article in the Business Insider, and it was yesterday. Oh, that's 144 right there. Call all Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And it says lawmakers float a nationwide basic income experiment that will cover the cost of a 2-bedroom apartment. Just on my spirit, just to touch on this again, like we always do, concerning the possibility of this happening, man. And I just really just Googled universal basic income, and as you see, there are a lot of articles, man. Says there right there, The Hill. Let me see. Gen X may be the first to need universal basic income after late career job loss. With what's happening now with this shift to this revolution, this technological, if I said that right, revolution, the ways of old is just fading away, man. The days of working at a mill and things like that, what's kind of the backbone of the US, those days are over with, man. AI is here and it's here to stay. And a lot of these jobs are just gonna be phased out, man, one way or another. And just that alone, not to mention the more sinister plot, all right, that is that mark of the beast, the MOTB, the RFID microchip. I mean, because of those things, man, they're gonna implement that. All right. So we just gotta keep our eyes open and continue to trust in Yahweh Shema Shai. Continue to be grateful that the Lord has allowed us the ability to see these things before they happen, so that we could get our house together, get our own together, and get our house together, in hopes that we will receive salvation, man. But come on, man. We saw them pull money out of nowhere. If you guys remember, and if I mean I was here for it. That first time they did the whole stimulus check during, I mean, come on, it was during the pandemic. And I do remember something was going on, financially, or had to do with the economy, where it wasn't looking so good. And then all of a sudden, they had enough money to give, what was it, $1,500 checks to, a lot of Americans. Then they came back and did it again in the midst of saying kind of like we don't have money to give to the people, just like they're constantly saying they don't have money to shelter the homeless and feed the poor, getting so crazy that this man has even changed the law to the point that it's illegal to be homeless here in Babylon the Great. These are signs of the times, ladies and gentlemen. All right, this is what the Lord has warned us that was coming. But this is Revelation 13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And again, man, we see the infrastructure for that RFID microchip, and everyone having that RFID microchip, that technology implanted in them, and allowing them to be a part of this technology system, for lack of better words, man. We should be able to see that now and line it up with prophecy, the real time lining up with prophecy, and get our house in order, man, because it's gonna happen. I don't know how, who knows how far the Lord is gonna allow this man to go with it, if he will actually, get to the point where people are receiving, digital payments uh for that universal income, man. But it's just getting to that point, man, where they don't need a lot of people to do these jobs, man. Society's different, schooling, is completely different. The school system ain't like it used to be, man. The way that these kids learn, quote unquote, today is different, man. They could probably do this stuff from the computer, man. So They're gonna phase out a lot of these jobs again. AI, with the whole robot industry, from all these labor intensive jobs, man. I mean, even down to painting, man. I've seen, some robots and some machines now, they can paint like a wall in a couple seconds and things like that. So hey, the people are gonna have to eat one way or another, and they're definitely going to want to try to keep, the folly up, because we do understand folly is setting great dignity here, man. So they're going to need to hand out that money, man, to keep their economy going, but they want to do it, the sinister way, and they want to have control over people and dictate what they can and can't do, and they want to drop the numbers for sinister reasons, not because necessarily they're wicked, because they're wicked themselves, Esau Edom, who I'm talking about, but because it's easier to control a smaller group of people. You know what I mean? More or less likely a chance of a uprising or rebellion, or you know what I mean. And but let's go to the book of Second Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And that's the point. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. So we're not ignorant of a possibility of them coming out with a universal income. Again, another lifeboat, that the enemy throws out to people who are in dire need, man. All right, they do that. Their universal income is gonna allow people to cleave on to that wicked man and his infrastructure and his beast system, and be a part of that and take that mark of the beast. Why? Hey, and we'll bring that out. Matter of fact, in the book of Romans, especially our people, first and foremost, there's going to be a judgment for you Israelites that don't trust in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Romans 11:7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for. And right now, it's this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding they should be seeking for, which is going to produce that everlasting glory. All right, that salvation. But the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. And we see that now. The election, the hopeful elect, has attained a certain level of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. All right, but the rest were blinded. And that's the point. The Lord has opened the eyes of some, opened the ears of some, and he has blinded the rest, man, of our nation. So they're going to not be able to see this coming when it's right before their face, when the prophets are prophesying these things on a daily basis, and when even other inhabitants of Babylon the Great are speaking about how treacherous this place is, was, and will be. Okay. And we go to the book of I believe Isaiah 31:1. Woe, which means destruction to them that go down to Egypt for help. And Egypt being synonymous with bondage, and we're in our final bondage captivity to this very day. So Babylon the Great, Egypt, the USA, all right, for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots. Why? Because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. So that's what our people will do. Go down to Egypt, meaning go down to the enemy. All right, because they see the strength, they see the money. All right, they see the sword, all right, and the peak of that sword being, the military. They see all these things, so it leads them to think that this man is the one that should be worshipped and obeyed. And a lot of our people are going to fall victim to that. All right, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord, Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Our people don't fear the Lord, and that's the beginning of wisdom, man. And we're gonna need wisdom to be able to navigate in these last days, during this time of great tribulation, during this time of great confusion, man. All right, a lot of bad things are prophesied to come down the pipeline, and we gotta be prepared. We're seeing how bugged out the people are. male, female, different nationalities, but our people leading the way with this whole pending not getting resources thing, man. All right. And that's another, hey, they're just making sure that to be dependent on them, man. They're gonna bail you out, but it's gonna be with parameters, and the ultimate parameter, just like our big brother was speaking about this the other day. They, who knows, we pray and hope for the end to come. So of course we want tribulation to happen, but who knows, they always bail it out, and we just believe maybe people will get some type of funds. People will be able to feed their families one way or another without it going into complete chaos just yet. But it doesn't matter, if not today, if not tomorrow, here in the near future, man, because the Lord is not a man that he shall lie. But the whole point I was getting at was just hearing the rumors of pending resources being dwindled. Our people are just going the straight wicked route. Oh, we're going to steal. We're going to act a fool. Not, I'm going to pay as much as I can pay for, and then I'll steal what I have to. It's just blatantly, I'm a steal. Or, if y'all don't give me food stamps, I'm going to lose my freaking mind. Why is it the issue of food stamps? Why isn't it just the issue of food? Why isn't, if I don't find out, if you guys don't find a way for us to eat, okay? Because people can, just give you food. That is to say, Yahweh Shemashah can just give you food, bless you with food, or whatever you need without money. You see how people are always money this, money that. It's always subconsciously in their mind. It's always embedded deep in their spirit to chase and be concerned about money. That's why you hear them get on this damn internet and complain about the lack thereof instead of the actual issue at hand, which is food insecurity. They're not concerned about the food insecurity. They're concerned about receiving them damn benefits, receiving that damn money. If I don't get my food stamps, woo the woo the woo, and it's a dude that was saying this. You know what I mean? If I don't get my food stamp, woo the woo the woo. Like, dude, the issue isn't food stamps, man. The issue is, let's live in a society where nobody needs food stamp, you idiots. That should be the goal. That should be the complaint. Why do we live in a society where folks need, it should, you know what I mean? Instead of the whole, I'm complaining about not getting food stamps and I'm going to act a fool and I'm going to go ahead and just blatantly tell you guys I'm going to go against the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shema Shai and steal. All right, that's one of the big 10, quote unquote, that the Lord told us not to do. Thou shalt not steal. It's these situations that the Lord is going to have us in to try us and test us, man. Make sure we keep that integrity. Trust me, the situation that he's going to have us in, the ones that were predestined to do the right thing, they're going to do the right thing. They're not going to be compromised. Just like a woman, I spoke on this a couple of epistles ago, of like the mindset of a woman to prostitute herself. The Lord is not going to have one of his daughters like given over to that type of spirit, man. That type of mentality. It'll get rough, for us until we get home, but that's not going to be the solution. You're not going to have to prostitute yourself. You're not going to have to steal yourself. You're not going to have to break not one of the Lord's law, statutes, and commandment to receive resources from the Lord, man. You know what I mean? You don't have to steal. And this is what we've been trying to tell our people, but you see how stupid they are. That's why the Lord, teaches us that our people are sottish, especially the woman. She knoweth nothing, clamorous, loud, haughty, stiff-necked our people, and we're seeing this now more than ever. They're weak. The whole nation is, man, just weak, dumb, nasty. And we got to get out of here, man, through the spirit of power. Yahweh Shema Hawashah. We seem to be in those times, man. So all we got to do is just stay grounded in this reality, man, which is this truth, man, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. And then we'll leave it off in the book of Matthew. Matthew 13. Just stay circumspect, man. Cause look at the government shutdown. And again, on top of them constantly shutting shit down with the whole robot, with the whole AI, a lot of these jobs are not coming back, man. So they're gonna have to do something to keep the economy alive, man. Esau can only do so much. He can't literally just have people literally, in shackles and chains. I mean, because it's not gonna produce what he needs. You know what I mean? He needs, still a little bit of labor and things, to keep his belly full. All right, he ain't out there farming and things like that, but he need people to, to farm for him. Matthew 13 and verse 16. Uh, But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. All right. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. All right. So, hey, we're in those times, and it's a beautiful time that we are living in to be able to see all, or to really to be able to see that this is actually the end of the end, that we are, back in those times of the end, man. Lord willing, um, we're of the Lord's hopeful elect, and we make it and endure to the end, man. But this looks like this has to be it. We're lining things up through the Spirit, praying, fasting, supping, doing what the Lord commanded us to the best of our ability. And the Lord has not removed that spirit of thinking, that this is it, of seeing that this is it. These signs, we're lining everything up. We're able to see the MOTB, and that's the end of the book, man. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. Till next time, Shalom.